yo. I wanted to really ground myself and beat this game at least twice before I got to make my opinion about it. Lies of P, I'm just going to come out and say it. Lies of P is the best Souls-like game to date that we got, period. There's nothing touching it. Until probably Lords of the Fallen comes out, which I'm hearing some great things about that. There's a couple people I know who got to play it personally, and I'm probably going to do a video after this one. There's another person I want to watch because I know they're Souls players in general, so I kind of want to see that video next to let you guys know what I think about what's going on with Lords of the Fallen. And boy, oh boy, I'm telling you, it is a great time to be a Souls person because this shit is ridiculous. But with Lies of P, let's stick on this right now. What makes Lies of P good? For me, personally, what makes Lies of P so good, number one, is the world building. The world building and the story, I was actually invested because it's ominous. Souls genre is extremely good at doing this ominous storytelling to where it's like it's underneath the surface, and if you want to dive further, you can go in and actually figure out the lore to the bosses, the lore to the characters that you meet. Every character is interesting. They got that same Souls flair to where it's just ominous talking and stuff like that.
Pleased to see you, my stalker friend.
You made it all the way here unbothered by ruffians. You've got talent.
And they don't give you quest lines. You have to go pursue them yourself. They got all this ominous shit that they do perfectly that I love in these Souls games. But I'm just going to tell you right now, if you play Lies of P, you might want to beat it at least twice. Because the second time goes around, there's going to be things that you're going to notice that you didn't notice in the first playthrough. And it's extremely worth it, I'm telling you. It's like clever little things to where it's like, I wouldn't even think to put that in for a second playthrough. It's crazy. The second thing that makes me love the game is the combat. The combat to me... Let me bring it back. I came in the Souls genre as a Bloodborne character. Bloodborne was the first game that I played in the Souls genre to begin with. So I like Bloodborne systems better strictly because that was the first game I played and it got me hooked into the genre just like that. The one thing that Bloodborne introduced that the last Souls games didn't introduce was the fact that when you get hit, you get this meter to where you get to attack in a short period of time before it disappears to get your health back, which in tune makes you play aggressively. I love aggressive play. I get in your face, I stand right there. I don't care how crazy you act, I'm going to time you. And I love the parry system too, because this is where we're going to get into the next part. The parry system is so satisfying. Yes, sometimes some of the enemies do kind of, skip frames and it's kind of hard to pick up. But once you get the rhythm, how I got every single boss is I thought of it as a rhythm. I didn't look at the animations. I thought of it as a rhythm. So every time a person would hit me, I would be like, okay, there's a next string coming. So it's like doom, doom, doom. And I would get the parries down just like that. That's what I did with Sekiro. So a lot of people who aren't familiar with these Soul games and Lies of P is going to be your first one, you're going to have a tough time. And I can see a lot of people having an issue with this game. Most people are even saying that this is the hardest Souls game that they ever played. I don't think it is. I think it's one of the easiest. I actually got through every single boss, maybe three deaths apiece without the exclusion of the nameless puppet. The nameless puppet at the very end of the... Oh my god. Spoilers, I should have said that. Spoilers, but the true boss of this game had me dying so much because of one system that I think was broken with that boss. And I'm just going to be honest with you. I think that he had a lot of bullshit moves just to make him harder, because I got the timing down like it was nothing. But that last phase, I'm telling you, that shit right there, I think is some bullshit. But if you ask like 6 different people who played Lies of P how their experience was, what was the hardest enemy in the game, you would get 6 different answers, because it is ridiculous how many times like I would talk to somebody and I'll be like, yo, this enemy was the hardest in the game, and they like, bro, I beat him like with 1 hit. And then they would tell me their version of the hardest enemy or boss in the game, and I'll be like, bro, I killed that enemy like it was nothing. So this is like a dynamic that's been happening with the Souls genre in general, and this is why I love it so much. And Lies of P just nails it. Yes, they got some bullshit when it comes to like the animation and telegraphing and stuff like that, but overall to me, I think the combat was solid. Next thing, this is my one little nitpick to where I think would have made Lies of P skyrocketed through the roof, and the only reason why I'm thinking about this is because the game is so good. So just keep in mind about that. The only reason why I'm even saying this part is because the game is so good. It's already good right now. But I think that this would have made it a 10 for me, personally. I think it needed to have some sort of community Far as like if you're this good of a Souls game, my ass is looking down on the ground for notes. I'm looking on the ground for notes. I think that summoning people will be pretty good. The NPC is cool, I get it, but like, did I even summon one time besides with that? The only time I summoned was for one boss, and that's because I think it was fair. For people who play Liza P, you'll know what I'm talking about. I only summoned on this one part because I thought it would have been fair.
What the fuck, y'all? God damn! God!
It was just fair for me to do in general. But positives, the world building, you got the combat, you got the fast-paced action, you got the crazy weapons that you can just mix and match to make it whatever you want to. I got my favorite thing where it's this saw, this electric saw, but it's like a short handle to where like I'm swinging it like a mace or something like that. So that's like my perfect weapon. That's the weapon that I kept throughout the entire game. So yeah, that's all this is. This is just a gushing Liza P Souls talk. Go out and get it. Go out and get it. Trust me. Without further ado, that's all I got for right now. Go get Liza P. It is amazing. It's one of the best Souls games to date, even compared to Miyazaki's and From Software's Souls games. It's up there with that category. So yeah, till then, peace out. You guys have a good one.